Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor Channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and thank you for joining me for the Sunday show. I do apologise for the technical difficulties. There was a new eCam Live, it's the software we use, update, and everything has reset. Camera wasn't working. There was no link to put the RTMP.
Hello and welcome to Martyn.
There is a few things that I haven't set up properly because I had to reset my computer, as I thought it was a computer issue. But we're here now. We are here live now, so thank you for joining me. Let's try and redeem ourselves by putting on a brilliant show. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin, crypto, FSR, SoundHound AI, brilliant trade, SPCE. We also want to have a look at Tilray as well. So thank you all for being patient and being here. If you are watching this later on in the week or after this is after the live stream, then there'll be timestamps below, so you can skip to exactly the charts you want to see. And please do leave a comment and a like. That would be very greatly appreciated. So sorry again for that. Sometimes these things happen, and once they happen once, you know that how to prevent that specific issue happening again. But yeah, sometimes these updates come and they mess up something that was working perfectly before. So let's go through your comments, and there might be a few things I need to fix along the way, but for example, this needs to be centered. But yeah, I had to reset my systems a few times, so thank you all for staying with me throughout that. Let's see your comments. James was here first. Thank you, James, for your patience. Vaz also here. Thank you, Vaz. 8 waiting, 6 likes. Brilliant. Thank you, Vaz. Zax8 is here. Vaz says, Nissan announcing their 3-year strategy tomorrow. They might mention Fisker. That would be interesting. They might not, though. Yeah, I mean, probably won't, but that would be very good for Fisker if they do. Thank you all. Roman says, no problem, Sensei, it's Sunday, time's enough. No, I do apologise. We are normally always on time, but today was a little bit different. Please check sound whenever you do. Please check the sound is going. We will be looking at SoundHound AI for sure. Extra time to make tea. Craig says, good evening all. Does someone like chai tea here? Roman says, if Nissan says something positive about Fisker will skyrocket. Yes, it definitely will. That is unlikely, though, that if they announce in their 3-year plan, a very small company that they might want to acquire or finance. And Vaz says, I think they might hint on a North American manufacturer startup, but I think they'll have bigger things to announce. Exactly that, Vaz. If they say that, then they are negotiating. That would be enough. Yes, thank you for the subscription. I'm glad to see a British person drinking anything else than Asda Earl Grey, lol. I put cinnamon in my coffee. That's a nice comment, says Craig. Craig, how come you lost your membership? I don't think he's lost his membership. New Google account, Vaz, got new phone at Christmas. Will sacrifice had to make or keep switching back and forth to Google accounts? I can see you've got a badge though, Craig. Seeing that Zach, hope we hold the 138 support tomorrow and get some good news about the flight this week. Yes, we'll have a look at SPCE. Boeing versus SPC looks interesting. Can we look at FSR? Yes, we can. Hello, though, says Chris. Can we do FSR Tilray first, please? If you do become a member, the link is below. Then we'll definitely have a look at anything you want, Chris. But please do consider becoming a member. It's only a couple dollars a month, but it verifies you're a real human, and that's the main thing. But then you also get 10 times the amount back. Good afternoon all, says Ricardo. What's the best crypto to buy for this week? How is everyone looking at Canoo? I feel like it's a great long-term investment. I love that you catch up with all the comments, says Vance. Of course, we are here for the members, for the community. So let's start off with just looking at the general market. Let's see how we closed off with the stocks on Friday. Tilray up 18%. What an amazing video Martyn put out. What an amazing trade we took. That hit our target within 3 days. You see this, the 231 level we hit. It's basically the first target. It was a 7.3 risk to reward ratio. We've hit our first take profit. Depending on if you're trading the breakout, we've broken out from this wedge we were speaking about. First target of 231. It might go down a little bit from now, hit some resistance, or it might hit our next target at 254. And then once you get above 254 on Tilray, there's nowhere else to go than to go to $3. So looking very good for Tilray. I wouldn't be jumping in Tilray now. Martyn posted the video. I did a technical analysis on Tilray. We had our buys. One buy was at the 178. One buy was also at 161, and then the final buy was sort of breaking out the breakout of the wedge. As a breakout of a pattern, and that was at $2. So we're at $2.31 close. So congratulations everyone with Tilray. We'll be discussing it a little bit further into the show. That was the best gainer on my watch list on Friday. Luna was the next best. It hit the $6 again, $6.50, back below resistance. So it might be a down week for Luna. It might be coming back down to the moving averages around $5. But we'll keep an eye out on Luna. Obviously, we hit our targets. We were buying this around $3.50, and before the flight is again at $4.78. So I hope people have taken profits. But we did get a nice rally up to the resistance, but unfortunately we didn't hold it. We haven't held it at support. We're back below the resistance. So that just means if you're below the resistance, if you fail to break the resistance, if you come back below the resistance, it normally means you haven't tested the support, you haven't held the key level of support. Less people are holding the stock, and it's more likely than not going to come back down to some more low risk levels, and that would be around this moving averages, maybe even as low as $4.45 would be the next buy area. Google, it was up to 2.15% on Friday as well. So let's keep an eye on that. Maybe we should put some music, get the let's get the energy levels higher because of the issue we had this evening. Google. Let's make sure I turn that down. Here we go. So Google was up 2.15%. Again, Google's performing very well. It's about, let's see, it's about 1.8% away from all-time highs. Then we've got Snapchat up 2.15%. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Snapchat is back below resistance of $12, so that could be seen going sideways and maybe even coming back to its lows of around $8. Nikola, another one we took a trade on. Let's zoom in on Nikola. The trade was taken, I think, live on the show at 60 cents. This was when I was trading live on Tuesday, and we're up nicely since then, up about 10% since that trade. So our targets are higher, but if you're happy with a 10% gain, then it's not my place to say don't take profits. Anything I say is not financial advice. Netflix is looking to make all-time highs again. Yeah, I think it did make all-time highs on Thursday, and Friday it was pushing back up. Apple, XRP to the moon this week, says Hector. Let's see if that happens. We'll have a look at crypto in a second as well. And now we have TradingView, which is causing issues. So we're okay. Apple, here we go. Apple was down, it was up 0.5%, but it's down from its all-time highs. Obviously, there has been quite a big lawsuit from the United States onto Apple for its monopolies. So we'll see how that plays out. The Dixie, the US dollar index, was up back above resistance, so that looks like it's going higher. Amazon, it's around its all-time high territory. I would not be buying this now. Meta, around all-time high territory. A lot of these stocks are at all-time highs. Normally, if you hit all-time highs, you carry on going. However, it is definitely not the best time to buy, in my opinion. The Nasdaq, all-time highs. Coca-Cola is looking like it's accumulating. It's going sideways. I wouldn't say there's a trade on it, but if you're holding this long-term, you might want to DCA into Coca-Cola. There's nothing specific. If it does continue going higher, it might break out of this trend, and then we can start seeing $65 on Coca-Cola. The S&P 500 continued to go higher after the FOMC meeting. It's still overbought. Again, when you're making all-time highs, you can continue going higher. However, it's definitely not the best time to buy the S&P 500. Microsoft, same situation, all-time highs. The background music is just a rundown of the stocks before we get into the deep analysis. Eric, try, if it's too loud, turn it down a little bit. Here we go. What else do you have? McDonald's was down slightly, no trade from your McDonald's. Johnson & Johnson coming back to its buy area. Etsy down 0.43%. Is anyone in Etsy? Let me know in the comments. Berkshire Hathaway is trimming back again. The buy zone for Berkshire Hathaway will be $380. Lyft down 0.53%. Disney down 0.71%. Rocket Lab back in the buy zone. But remember, this could break down to all-time lows. We'll have a deeper look at it later if anyone suggests it. Shopify, Tesla continuing to move down. We're looking to maybe get an $150 Tesla. That would be a great entry. Dollar Tree is coming back down to our target of $122. Palantir down 1.27%. This is all Friday's data. We're just having a look at it. Bitcoin shares is down 2%, and PayPal is down 2%. Arc Innovation is down 2.2%. Barber's down 2.3%, back in the buy zone. Coinbase is down 2.48%. It's already hit all our targets for the trade. We've got AMC down 2.8%, Lucid down 3%, Rivian again being probably going to see all-time lows on Rivian this week is down 3%. SPCE we'll have a deeper look at, but finally it is entering maybe a double bottom situation. It's at all-time lows basically, SPCE, so it's going to be a very interesting week for SPC. We'll have a deeper look at it once someone suggests SPCE. Hood, what a great run Hood has been on for the last few months, and it looks like it wants to go higher. The next target for Hood is $33. Fisker, I think that definitely needs a deeper look by itself, but unfortunately we did have a short going, and we're looking to reach our target of about 12 cents this week. MSTR MicroStrategy was down 5%, Fiverr down 5%, Mullen down 7%, SoundHound AI down 8%. We're broken the trend. It looks like we're going back to the buy zone of around $5. And then finally, the biggest loser in my watch list was Wrap Technologies, and it's finally come back to $2.19, which is the buy zone. Let's have a quick look at crypto, and we'll look at your comments, and we'll have a deeper look at some charts for you guys. Biggest gainer today, obviously crypto markets are 24/7, so this is for today live prices right now. Quant is up 10%, ICP is up 9%, Doge is up 9%, Litecoin's up 5%. The biggest losers would be Ultra, which is down 0.5%, Plutus up 0.19%, and Axie Infinity up 1.26%. So it's been a great day for crypto. We'll be having a look at XRP as well. So let's go back to comments, and then we can have a deeper look at a lot of these stocks in crypto and see what is the best area to be buying, what is the low risk area, and we'll have a look at your comments. Flink doesn't like the music. This is we'll get to a comment in a second. Where did we finish? Vaz is happy the sound is working. Okay, let's start with some suggestions. So go SPCE. Okay, let's start with our first suggestion from Raman, which is Pfizer, PFE. Let's do a full video and analysis on Pfizer stock. It's a $154 billion market cap, so it's definitely a safer investment than a lot of suggestions we get these days. Here we go. So we'll do the suggestions as videos today, so we can promote it to people that haven't watched the show. So our first suggestion is Pfizer. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at Pfizer stock. I'm quite happy we're looking at Pfizer. It's a larger market cap stock. It's easier to analyze, and at the same time, it is definitely a safer investment than a lot of the companies we might be looking at, which are in the lower billions or even millions of market cap. So let's have a quick dive into it. Let's see where the next buy zones are. Let's see where the high risk zones are, and let's see what I think where I think this stock is going in the short, medium and long term. So if you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button, and please do subscribe if you haven't yet, and please leave your comments down below or in the live chat, and I'll get back to everyone. So let's have a look at it on the long term first. We'll go on to the weekly chart. So every single one of these candles will be representing a week, and you can see we've had a nice upwards growth. We had the growth between 1994 and 2000. So in about a 5-year period, it went up about 1,000%. So that was the real growth phase of Pfizer. And then it had this correction between the 2000 and 2010 where it just went down. So we had a total loss of basically from all-time highs to around that time we went down 76%, until you broke this trend and you started your uptrend again. So in that scenario, what you'd like to do is just draw a trend to know what the trend is to the upside. So you'll connect this low, these three lows basically at the bottom, and then those could be your buy zones for your DCA. So we've been in an uptrend ever since 2009. However, the uptrend was really brought into place in about 2010, and then again we had another touch point in 2011, and that's when you definitely knew we've got an uptrend for Pfizer again. So Pfizer went on this nice rally upwards. We've got this trend line in place, and then it went back to $61 in 2021, along with a lot of stocks with COVID. I just want to turn off. There we go. So yeah, so now we're looking to more of the shorter term, where we are right now. We have been in a downtrend ever since 2021, 2022. We are constantly putting in new lows, short-term lows, and we're finally back at these 2020 levels. This is very important for me. Every time I see 2020 levels on great stocks, that does present myself with a great buying opportunity. For example, you look at Meta, which came back to 2020 lows. It's still a great company. It was very oversold, was about $90. And now Meta's much higher, and that came back down to its 2020 lows. So I always use 2020 lows as a reference of a good buying opportunity for a good stock. So that's firstly what stood out to me. But let's forget about that and just look at the technicals. The 2020 lows you can put down as a horizontal line, and as you can see, we have this horizontal line will reflect lows from 2013, 2014, 2016, 2020, and now we're back at it again. In the past, it also was resistance in 2005, 2006, support, it was in 2002. So you can see this horizontal line holds a lot of weighting. It is a very important line. And again, it's the 2020 lows as well, which does actually mean something quite important. So for me, we are below moving averages. We are in a downtrend, but this would be the first place where it would be a great buy. It's in this first buy zone. It's come down. Let's see exactly how much it's come down in this space of time. So it's down 57% in 826 days. So just about over 2 years, it's down over 50% on a large market cap stock, which makes money, which is definitely a good stock to be in, a good sector to be in a diversified portfolio. So where are we looking for it to go? Is there any other buy zones? What are the targets for this stock? One thing I'd love to see is for this stock to get back above its moving average. So this is the moving average I like to see. If we're below the moving average, I'm not too bullish. If we get back above the moving average, then I do start getting more bullish on the stock. And this is the 20 and 21 week moving average. so you can put it on your own charts. It looks like we've tested it, and now we're looking to get back above it. So that would be getting above the $28 mark. We'll be getting back above the moving average, and I call it the bull market support band. So above it, you're in a bull market; below it, you're in a bear market. The good news is it looks like we might have a double bottom. So over here and over here, we have two lows. The lows are slightly lower on the actual chart, on the weekly chart, but on the RSI, they're higher. So that means seller exhaustion. The sellers are exhausted, and in charting terms, this is bullish divergence. So you can trade off this. So for example, one way to trade Pfizer, either for a long-term hold, you can be buying now, or if you wanted to see where's a low risk area to get in and get out, you would be looking to be entering at the $26, $27 mark. We are at $27.36, so if you're happy with getting in now, that's not too far off the entry price, especially if you're not trading it. You don't mind holding it a longer term. And now we need to start seeing where's a good area to get out, and that's the harder thing to look for. So we've got an area at $34, which was resistance, and a little bit of support. The next area would be maybe around $43 or $43, and then you've got basically the all-time highs. Can this go much lower? Yes, of course it can. If bad news comes out for the stock, what's the next buy level? Would I be putting all my eggs in one basket and be buying at $27? I would never do that. I would always have money on the side in case there's a better buying opportunity. There's only really two other buying opportunities, and that would be at $20. And you can easily put your stop loss at $25, and if you break that, then you're most likely going to $21. And the next one is at $11, and that would be if a terrible recession comes in place, something really unexpected. So you always want to have a little bit of money around to buy some of these stocks that can be obliterated if something terrible happens to the economy, and then you can be buying it at areas of complete discount. But being more realistic, and what's more likely is maybe $21. So you might want to be putting 70% of your money in now and leaving 30% in case it comes down to $21. But I do really think, thank you for the suggestion, but this is something that's going to be on my radar. I am going to be adding to my watch list because it is one of those stocks which I think is at a low risk area. Let's do the New York Stock Exchange. There we go. I've added it to my watch list. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If this video does well, I'll definitely keep you updated on it. But yes, this trade could take you up to $34, and if it goes past that, then $43. So Pfizer for me is looking like a good buy. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's go into the daily and have a quick look at the shorter term. Yes, this looks like it's coming back down to 26.50, but that will give us an entry on this trade, and it can go as low as 25.50. If it breaks $25, then it might start looking like it might head a bit lower, but for now it's looking great. It's looking like it's in the buy zone, and I look forward to seeing the stock go up. But I'll hand it back to you now, Martyn. Thank you. Okay, so that was Pfizer. That was Raman's suggestion. Thank you for that. It's a really good looking stock actually. I've added it to my watch list to keep an eye on it. Are you in it currently, or are you looking to buy it, Raman? Interesting, but yeah, it does look good, and I love seeing these 2020 lows come back in play because a lot of stocks have run past them, and it looks like we'll never get them again. But with Pfizer, it looks like we've managed to hit the 2020 lows again, and it's giving us another opportunity to get in the stock. So very interesting. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's move on to the next. Hello, Stephen. Ed Nevius is here. Hello, Ed. Okay, let's look at what would be the next suggestion. Where was it? Yes, we looked at that. What's the best crypto to buy this week? That's a a hard question to answer. I don't buy cryptos based on what I think it's going to do this week. Just looking at the markets, I think XRP might be one of the better ones to buy, safer, and it looks like it's due a run soon. Vaz, I love the VLD if you have time. Yes, have a look at VLD for Vaz. Velo 3D, let's keep you updated on the stock and see how it's going. Okay, let's do a video as well. I think Martyn recently did a review on this. So I'm just writing this down. Yes, so we're gonna do a lot of reviews for you guys today. So I'm gonna go for another 45 minutes or so and try and answer all your questions and give you some answers to some analysis. And we are going to go over SPCE, FSR, and Tilray as well, and SoundHound. Okay, let's do Velo 3D for BLD. $27.20. Okay, let's do this for Vaz. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a look at VLD Velo 3D. So thank you for tuning in. Please do hit the like button and do subscribe, as I'm going to give you my long-term, short-term and mid-term targets for the low-risk and high-risk areas. High-risk areas to be selling and low-risk areas to be buying for this stock. So please do hit the like button and I'll keep you updated on the stock as we go through. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. So Velo 3D. We have been having a look at this stock over the last few weeks, and what we did identify was nothing too significant, but it was a trend line. It's not the cleanest trend line, but it will give us a direction of how this stock is going. And we drew it. It's this green trend line here, and we broke from it, and that gave us our first indication that the trend is changing. So on the short term, the trend has changed. We have gone to the upside. For example, in the last 15 days, we're up 120%. So you can see what a direction of trend changing does do for a stock. The earnings is in 2 days, so we might be able to cover it. If anyone wants to give a super thanks in the comments or come into the show tomorrow, we'll have to see if we do have a slot available, but it might be interesting to see the earnings report in 2 days. And see how that affects the stock. But our target on Velo 3D has been 92 cents. There has been one thing in the way of getting to 92 cents, which is these two moving averages. Now I only use two moving averages in my long-term trades, and it's the 20 and 21 week moving average. And we're just at that point now. So that moving average is between 51 and 61 cents. We are at 54 cents. If we break 60 cents, I am definitely looking for the target of 92 cents, and that has been the target as it has been used as support previously. So we're looking to see if it's going to act as resistance, the 92 cents, or we're going to go past it and we're going to start looking at some further areas. We have looked at it in the past where it had this trend line to the upside, but it broke below it, so the trend was no longer bullish and it actually turned out to be negative, and that's why we have these trend lines. So far we have a steep trend line to the downside in the last few months, but finally that trend line has changed, and now we can see if we can start moving up to the upside. My target is, as soon as we break these moving averages at 61 cent is where the 21 week is, I'm looking to hit 92 cents on this stock. And that's where my first level of selling would be. If I wanted to buy the stock, I think the buys are too late. If we do get a rejection from these moving averages, I guess if you really want to get in the stock, maybe 46 cents, which we also did hit on Friday, or you could, if you don't mind missing out on the stock, then 32 cents would be my next buy zone for Velo 3D. That is my thoughts. We are overbought on the weekly RSI, but we can stay overbought if the momentum is good. If the earnings is good, then do expect 92 cents. You might want to put some limit orders there to sell. If the earnings is bad, you might want to put some limit orders at 32 cents. And if the earnings is really, really bad, you might want to have your limit orders set at 20 cents as well. So good luck to you all. Leave your comments below, and we can keep you updated on the Velo 3D technical side. I'll pass it back to you, Martyn. Thank you. 30.57, 30.57, 30.57. Yeah, so it does still have another 32% upside, so Vaz, that was for you. Let's keep looking. What's the next? I made profit on Tilray, but sold too early. I did not think it would keep going up as far as did, and took profit. You sold too early. Well, it happens. You learn from the mistakes. I never, when I get a good entry, I never like to sell my whole position, because sometimes you sell way too early and Tilray might do another 10x and you're left in the sand. So I never like to sell my whole position until I see gains that I can't resist taking. So that might be a lesson, to not sell your whole position. Again, our target has always been 231 if you looked at the videos. So that was the next high risk level to be holding the zone. It's not too high risk to be holding the stock at $2.10 when your entries might have been at $1.71 or $1.78. It's nice to have a look at the charts. You can do it yourself, see where in the previous days or weeks there has been resistance, and that just below that maybe you don't want to wait until the target, because some people might put their take profits there. So you might want to be taking your profits just below at 228 or something like that. Oh, here we go.
Thanks, Sensei. Can we try the earnings, please? Happy to watch you covering it live. Fire, fire.
Yes, we can definitely try. Thank you, Vaz. I have to see what time it is, because I'm assuming it's an American company. If it's in the after hours, well, let's have a look. I'll discuss it with Martyn, see what he's covering that day. Let's see what he's covering that day, but if we can, I'll definitely cover that for you, Vaz. Let's have a look. I'll write it down now. Earnings as well. We'll see if we can cover that for you. It'll be good. It'll be nice to cover it. Thank you for the super chat. We'll definitely be able to do it if we can. What were we doing? Tilray. Yeah, let's do a video on Tilray. It's been a hectic trying to get the stream going. I think my blood pressure must have gone through the roof. You should have seen me trying to sort everything out. It's annoying when they do updates and everything changes and you have to click things that you didn't have to click before, and the camera doesn't link up to the new system. But yes, I'm sorry about that, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. So let's have a look at Tilray, and we'll continue going through the suggestions. I'm happy to stay live a little bit longer than scheduled. I know a lot of people want to look at Tilray, so Mr. Mankey also wants to look at Tilray. A lot of people want to look at Tilray. Let's do it for you guys. We'll do it as a video so it can come out live as well. So that's 35.15. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at the Tilray chart. What an amazing week it's been. Thank you again, Martin, for putting out that video and bringing the news to our attention, so we can all get a head start on the trade. And know that the momentum is continuing. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my targets for Tilray. Have I taken all my profits? Where do I think it's going next? Where, if you've missed on the trade, where is the next re-entry point? And yes, we're going to look at the short, mid, and long-term targets for Tilray. So if you do want to be kept up to date with the Tilray charts, then please do hit the like button. If we hit 100 likes, then I'll be doing another one to keep you updated. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So first, let's have a look at the long term. So we'll go on the weekly chart. So every candle represents a week. Let's go back as far as when the glory days for Tilray, when it IPO'd at $22 and it went all the way up to $299. Obviously, ever since, it has sold back, and that sell-off from those highs took it all the way back down to this important level between it was between the 234 and the 250, and you'll see why that's important in a second. So that sell-off all the way from 233 came all the way straight back down in a matter of months, down to $2.34, something like that. So in terms of percentages, that move down was basically around 99 and a bit percent. So it was a drastic move down, and it only didn't take too long to do that. Once it hit that level of 230 or something like that, it then went on to an amazing bull run, where initially in a few weeks it went up 500%. So in 71 days it went up 450%, and then over just under a year it went up 3,000%. So this is a volatile stock. It goes down quickly, but also you can make great gains on the upside. So that went from the levels we are at now all the way up to $66. That's not what I'm saying is going to happen now, but that is potentially what this stock is capable of doing. And once it hit those highs, it did something similar and went all the way from those $67 to the all-time low that this stock has seen at around $1.50. So that was, again, in terms of percentages, that sell-off was, let's give you the exact data, I'd imagine it's about that 98-99%. So it went down 98-97% again. And what we've been doing now is been consolidating. We've got this wedge pattern that's been forming since those all-time lows, and since we hit $3.39 in September of 2023. We've got this wedge pattern, and the good news is, well, the wedge pattern firstly is we had this high, then a lower high, and then we had the wedge pattern at the bottom, so we had this low, higher low, higher low, and then finally we're breaking out of the wedge pattern, and it's not to the downside, it's to the upside. So once we break out these patterns to the upside, that normally means the trend is changing, this is a new pattern formed, and our targets are normally at the top of the wedge. So realistically, the target for this wedge is $3.38. That is a move of another 46% to the upside. But if we're looking at longer term targets, if you don't even care about the $3.27 and you want to hold the stock for maybe a few more years, then you're looking at targets. I'll give you them quickly because I think it's better to trade out in and out of these stocks and not try and wait for those targets, or have half your portfolio where you're trading and half that you're just going to hold no matter what, and you want to take profits from Tilray in 3 years' time when the stock is, for example, when the stock is around $30, or where we see the stock might be going at a $50 stock. Between $30 and $50 is where me and Martin are saying Tilray, I think we say, is a $40 stock, Martin says, and I agree. I think it's between $30 and $50 stock, and that's in a few years' time. So you can have half your portfolio where you're keeping if the legalization goes through, if everything goes well with the fundamentals, then you can see a $40. That's the long-term target. However, we're looking at the shorter-term targets. Where's it going this week, next week? And where should I position my money? Where is it high risk and low risk to be holding the stock? So let's look at the daily time frame. So every candle represents a day. We've had our trade open at $1.59. Also at 172 we were adding. And again, the next entry point was breaking out of this wedge out $2. So we are up at least, if you entered at the worst entry, you're up 18%. If you entered at the best entry, then you're up 44%. So we've hit our first target. Our first target has been hit. That was hit on Friday. That was a $2.34 level. That's the first level where it starts getting more high risk to hold the stock. This is the area where previously it's been support. Now we're looking to see if it's being turned into resistance. The next level is if we do break through the 230 level this week, next week, then we can quickly shoot up to the $2.54 level, which is another 8% move up on Tilray. But the real fun happens if we break $2.54. The next target is $3.38, and that is basically another 43% move to the upside, and that can happen very quickly. We are turning overbought on the RSI on the daily. On the weekly, we are not overbought yet. The weekly RSI is in the bullish control zone. It's at 58. And that means there's plenty of room for this stock to go higher without technically being overbought on the charts. So if you want to start laddering out, this was your first take profit area, $2.31. If you don't want the volatility, if you want to secure your money, and if you're happy with making 34% in a week, great. $2.31, maybe take some profits. If you want to wait a bit longer, you want to hold a bit, you don't mind taking on extra risk, $2.54. You might want to start taking profits there. That's about 50% up on the week. Or you could put your next limit order at $3.38 and start taking your profits there. Or you can do a mix of the both. Take some profits now, take some profits at $2.54, take some profits at $3.38. But if you're here for the real gains, then you might want to wait until $4.83. And that is the target that I'm looking for Tilray in the next few months, next couple of weeks, is another doubling of the price, trying to get up to that $4 mark. $4.83 is where this stock can go. It is more high risk. We might not get there. However, we've got good entries. I'm not going to be losing money that I've put in. So I'm happy to wait to see if we can get 483. Again, we'll be covering it every week, seeing if the momentum changes. If we start stalling out and not starting to break some of these 3 resistance points I've shown you, if we don't start breaking them, then yes, my thoughts are going to change. But right now we're looking good. We're not overbought on the weekly RSI. We've got only a few targets to take out, and then we can double in price. So for me, Tilray is still looking bullish. I wouldn't be buying now. If I did want to re-enter on this stock, I'd be looking at maybe the moving averages, which are currently at $2. $2 would be maybe where I start buying some more, and then again, if we hit 170, that would be my ultimate buy point again. You might have missed the trade, but I wouldn't be jumping in. I'll be waiting for, if you see a red day, if some bad news comes out, that's the point to be buying it. However, if you're already in, you've got your entries, you are not going to be losing money. You can put your stop losses in. Again, everything I say is not financial advice, but that's my thoughts, and I'll pass it back to you, Martyn. 345. Okay, that was for everyone. I think lots of people were suggesting we looked at Tilray, so that's what we've been looking at. So let's go on to the next suggestion. You're welcome. Sensei, can we look at CRO? I sold and took profit, but I am looking to buy back in again, hopefully lower. I sold and took profit, but I'm looking to buy back in lower, hopefully. Let's look at CRO. CRO, so if you're looking to buy in lower, it might be around that moving average, around 10 cents or just above 11 cents. Between 10 and 11 cents could be your first buy-in. Then when would be the next area to buy? Maybe around 6 cents. Yeah, so the first one would be around that buy, about around that moving average. Yeah, so if you're looking to buy in, what I would be looking at is maybe the 11 cents or 0.105 or the 6 cents as well would be my next buy. We nearly got there this week. Would we get there again? I'm not sure. We might do. That'll be my next buy zone at 10 cents. Tilray we had a look at for you, Mr. Mankey. Loaded heavy on the Virgin Galactic dip. I need to focus on the members. Road 10 cheesy. I can't do suggestions for you. I've got too many suggestions for the members. If you want to become a member, then we can have a look at that for you. It seems like you know a lot about charts, so it'd be great to have you as a member. Ed Navius is here, great. I think $36 for Pfizer. Yes, I think that was in line with me as well. 35, I think I said. Good evening, Sensei, says Mike. Alron Gold. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei, for your confirm. No worries. Stephen Lewandowski's here. Hi, Stephen. Nice one with Pfizer. I was wondering if it would be possible reversal on GRYP. Thank you, GRYP. GRYP. Wow, this stock has been absolutely murdered. Possible reversal. I mean, it's a completely absurd stock to be looking at. It's very, very... as in, I don't mean in a disrespectful way, but as in this stock has been absolutely battered, and it's very hard to see if it's going to reverse at all-time lows. Earnings is tomorrow, so that's what you want to that's the only thing that can indicate a reversal. This chart is not going to give you much information at all. Mike, reversal. I mean, the only thing that he can... Let's have a look on the weekly as well for the RSI. Yeah, reversal. I mean, it's very hard to it's high risk to try and predict a reversal on this, but the only thing it has going for it for a reversal is it's got these, we've just spoken about on a different stock, it's got these lower lows on the chart. So it was, the lows were 146 on February in 2024, and now the lows are 123 in March. However, on the RSI, you've got higher lows. So sellers might be exhausted. You might be right. This might be reversal. You might want to do a low risk trade on it. And you might be trying to target $4.66. So that's how I'd be trading that. And that's the answer to your question. Pfizer, I want to buy on Monday on Pfizer and then become 50% of my long. Yes, well, again, don't take my word for it, do your own research. I'm not doing financial advice. To where we had a look at, Mr. Mankey, I think you've already said that. Pfizer. It says first. Sano is here. Can you tell me what you think of Bitfarm? Bitfarm. Oh. Bitfarm. It's a mining company, isn't it? Let's have a look. Market cap 697 million. I don't have time to look at the fundamentals of the company, but looking at the technicals, I'll give you a few buy zones and sort of high risk zones and sell zones. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. That would be one. That would be another. I'm doing the horizontal lines first. It's 2021. Can't even do a a horizontal line. It's just an area. Okay. First area, second area. I guess you can. There we go. Okay, so why is this camera going too high? Okay, so for Bitfarm, you're at the buy levels now. You want to hold above these moving averages. So first buy level now, between now and $2.14. You're looking to maybe push up quite quickly as long as Bitcoin goes up in price to about $3.50 and $4. That if you get that in a few days, you might consider taking profits. If you don't, then you might want to hold it longer term, and your target will be $7.26. If you want to ask me any specific questions about it, then I'm just going to be having a quick look at it, which is buy zones where you are now, sell zones between $3.50 and $4. But again, if you wanted the best longer term price, you might be looking at trying to get it at $1. It will come in time. It might take 4 years. But again, it might never come. So you might want to do your first buys here and then buy the next bunch of Bitfarm at $1. The next one you had, if a suggestion was IREN. If you did want to do a proper fundamental analysis, then you can always do a super chat on Martyn's show and he can do you a fundamental analysis. Iris Energy Limited, again, what's operating international grade data centers powered by renewable energies. This company was founded by Daniel Roberts on November 6, 2018. Interesting. I have not heard of this company, but it is $500 million market cap. Yeah, it's in a nice uptrend. It's very volatile, but it's in a nice uptrend. It's got one trend line there and one there. See if we connect these ones. Yeah, I mean it's just the trend right now is the upside. You do have this trend coming down. Very, very volatile, so the swings are quite big on this. If I wanted to buy this stock, I would be looking to try and buy Iris Energy. I'll be putting my limit orders about $3. You are seeing if this week you start trading below $5, then you might get some better buys. You might want to buy it. You might want a DCA. This looks like a DCAing one at $4.30, $3.57, and then again the $2.95 would be my last buy zone. And then taking profits wise, you might want to be holding for $10, and if not $17. But yeah, it's a very volatile stock. This one doesn't give you the best opportunities, but the most low risk areas to buy it would be around the $3, and it'll be quite high risk holding it above $10. Let's move on to some other stocks. Thank you, Sana. Ed Nevius, nice, barely possible cup and handle if plays out. I would watch for the consolidation, small pullback and a break above, in my opinion. Thank you, Ed Nevius, for your opinion. It's always great to have. We have slightly different ways of trading. I look at, I look at the pivots and stuff like that, pivot points. So it's great to have Ed Nevius's point of view as well. Baz says, thank you. Hey, Sensei, I hope you're having a nice weekend. What do you say about FSR? I missed it. We haven't done FSR. We will do it for you now. Well, let's do an FSR for you now. Let's do FSR. Do it as a video as well. How is FSR doing right now? Yeah, it's come down as we thought. Yeah, we can get rid of these trend lines now. What are they from? The FSR is interesting. I mean, I think we've made enough money out of it for now, to be honest, with all the trading, all our buy zones and stuff like that. Let's get rid of some of these trend lines. Clean up the chart a little bit. Yeah, let's just analyze it in the video and go with the flow. Okay, so let's do it as a video. Thank you for the suggestion, Ms. Mubtasm. Sorry for not pronouncing your name properly. 5615. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at FSR, the technicals, and let's see if we can squeeze any more money out of FSR. We've already made 30, 40, 50% on the upside, 50% to the downside, 10% to the upside. We've done a lot of trades of FSR. Let's see how we're going to trade it this week. I'm going to give you the short-term trades for this week and see the targets of the longer term. So do stick around to the end, and I'll show you how I think 150% to the upside is my target as well in the longer term. So I'll show you exactly those trades, the areas I'll be buying and the areas I'll be selling personally, and we'll see if there's any news articles on FSR for this week as well. So if you're enjoying the FSR coverage, if you're enjoying looking at the charts, if you want to make money with FSR, please do hit the like button. If we do get 100 likes, I'll be doing another one of these videos for you guys to keep you updated on the charts, on the news, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Okay, let's get on with the video. So let's quickly zoom out a little bit and look at how we've been trading in the past. How we've been trading this was just through this purple trend line. Every time it hit it, we were looking at gains of at least 30 to 50%. Those were the minimum gains we'd get every time we'd be trading this and buying it at the purple trend line. We're connecting the dots to the downside. We did it one more time in December. And then again, we were trying to do it in February. Of course, the news came out of possible bankruptcy. This stock took a dive to the downside ever since it closed at sort of 30 cents. Once the stock opened, we were straight down at around 16 cents. So if everything works out fine, if we do get a deal, if we do get announcement of financing or acquisition, or if Nissan comes out in a few days time and gives their 3-year plan, and they give information that they're working with acquiring a new EV company, or if they have any mention of Fisker, then my target, as I said, is back at these levels that we did gap down to. So there is a gap that needs to be closed if the good news comes out, and that's about 133% up in the upside. That's back at the 30 cents level. So if you're holding on and that happens, that might be the first area to be selling if you're looking at longer term. However, the main way we've been making our money with FSR is on the shorter term trades. So we go down to the 4-hour time frame, which every candle represents 4 hours. During this time, we've been buying it at 15 cents. The best trade we've done so far was buying it at 15 cents and selling it at 21 cents. That was basically about a 45% gain in 8 hours. And then again, that's the point we sold. We haven't really been buying this stock until we hit 11 cents. So we've saved about 43%. Again, we came back up to the purple trend line. So the purple trend line is now acting as support and resistance. So we went back up and we were looking to sell back at 15 cents. Then a short was opened. I opened a short. The reason I opened a short, and we got a re-entry to it as well, which was great. the reason we opened a short is because we had that downtrend that happened on Tuesday. This was when we were trading live. So if you do see that there's a live circle, please do click on it and come into the live show. If not, we are live about 8 hours a day. So do join the live. We were trading live on Tuesday. We had this bear flag. It looked like we're heading to downside. So I was bearish on the stock. The entry was about 14 cents. We came up to 14 cents for a re-entry, and then our target was reached the exact dollar at 0.1165. So that short position, I know a lot of people don't like shorting the stock, but you have to try and make money both ways if you understand trading. Again, I'm not giving financial advice, but that was a 15% short to downside, and that's without leverage. What we've been doing now is consolidating, accumulating, not doing much really. in the essence is however you like to word it. We've just been going sideways. The buy zone was the exit of that short, so that buy zone was at 0.1172. If we get it again, that is my buy zone. You can see this rectangle marked here. It's between 11 is basically 11 cents to 12 cents. That's the buy zone. If you want to be buying the cheap FSR, that's where you'll be buying it. Of course, you can go below the zone, but this is why I deem it to be a bit lower risk to be buying FSR, especially if you like the fundamentals, you think it's going to recover. Then that would be the area to be buying it. This company is only worth $66 million right now. So you can think of it that way. You don't have to think of it as 11 cents. You can think of it as this is a $66 million company right now. Do you think it's worth more? If you think it's worth more, then you're at an area you might want to be buying. At what point do you want to sell it? At $122 million market cap? Are you happy to sell at $200 million market cap? Is that what you think it's worth? Then at that point you can try and see what price that is. For example, if you think it's worth 100 and something like what would it be, $120 million market cap, something like that, then you might be looking at selling it at between 25 and 30 cents. That's where you might want to put your limit order. If that's what you think the company's valued at, just above $150 million market cap, you're looking at 25 cents. If you do get that, that's where you want to be putting your limit orders. So it's a complicated one to trade. You don't want to start FOMOing in. You don't want to start buying or selling. You just want to have a clear plan. I want to buy at 11 cents and I'm going to sell it at 35 cents. If it goes below 11 cents, I'm not going to buy any more. I've already got that was my plan, to buy at 11 and sell at 35 cents. If it never hits 35 cents, you know that you're not going to chase it. You're not going to try and buy more. That's just your plan set in stone. That's the amount of money you can afford to lose, and you don't want to do any more. And for me, that would be the plan for me. Buying it at 11 cents. This is the beauty of the short. It was the exit of the short. You made money on the short. You can then use that money that you shorted and made money from to buy it at 11 cents. Or was it 0.1162? You can then decide to buy it, and then you then instantly made 20%. So that's the beauty of trading. There is no perfect buy point right now. So you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to come into live shows and see, is there any good news in what is the next level to buy it? But for me, the next level to be buying it is between 11 cents and 12 cents. And then the best area to be selling it will probably be 14 cents first. And then you're looking at maybe somewhere around 15 cents. And if the deal comes back on the table, then you look at 32 cents. And then once you get past that, once the deal comes back on the table, then we can definitely start looking at some of these higher price targets at $1 or 60 cents or 70 cents. But we need that deal to come through. We need the company to come out with a statement telling us that everything's fine, that they're going to start selling cars again, that they're going to start producing cars. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep you updated. I'm going to be coming live. But there is no specific buy out where we are right now. The next level will be around the 11.5 cents. But I'll pass it back to you, Martyn, and thank you for that. 1 hour 4. Yeah, FSR. I mean, we've been trading it so much. What was that one? Let me just write this down first. We've been trading it so much that my head's all over the place with Fisker. It's so volatile, and it's quite scary trading it, because it's anything can happen second to second. That's why you need to have your risk management, and that's why you need to have your stop losses in place. But this trade worked out really well. I know some people don't like to short, and if you don't want to short, then that's completely fine. But it was the trend was to the downside. Then you had the wedge pattern. We did say that you might come back in for a re-entry at the 14 cents. You had the re-entry, so you had another chance of getting into the trade. The take profit, I haven't moved any of these trades. The take profit was exactly at the target of the buy zone. So there was a take profit on the short. So you've made money on the short, and then you can have bought back in. So that's why I like to trade it. But you need a lot of experience of trading, otherwise you'll start losing money. So Mosback, we've done FSR. I think that's one of the last ones we're going to be doing today. Let's have a quick look at how many likes we have today. 26 likes, everyone watching. Thank you all for the likes. Please do smash the like button if you haven't already. And I think one of the last ones we're going to look at is SPCE. FSR. Core is my list. Let's have a look at that quickly. Yumi Core. Interesting. Is that on the London Stock Exchange? 21 watching, 23 likes. Yes, Vaz, we always love to do that. We always love to have more likes than viewers. I still haven't sold any of my oil. MTDR. What's going on? I still haven't sold any of my oil. 2,422 shares, 69 and around 69 cents. Maybe next week, hopefully 36k profit. Wow. Let's have a quick look at that for you. Let's see if we have continued to the upside. Oh, here we go. That's what we were saying. Breaking the trend, continuing to the upside. We hit our first target, which would have been around 69 cents or 69. Oh no, we haven't actually. So that'll be the first target, 69.40. 69.30 maybe next week. Hopefully 36k profit. Yeah, congratulations to you. Again, you can ladder out if you like. You don't have to take all the eggs out of the basket. You might want to hold and see if you get all-time highs out of it. But yeah, you've certainly done very well. You might want to lock in those profits and spend the money on something nice. It might not always be great to just look at a stock knowing that you can lose all your money. So you might want to get out and enjoy your profits. So congratulations to you, Stephen Lewandowski. We've been following you of that trade, and that's been amazing. So congratulations. Stephen is the oil man. Yes, he is. Swing trade 15. Congratulations. Let's get through these comments. Where did we go? Bill is in the house. I can't see your messages, you're retracting them, but it's always great to have you here, Bill. Please do keep popping in so we know you're okay. Sensei, please can you have a look at the charts for AT&T? I have some, and I'm thinking of buying more and holding long term for the good dividends. Yes, let's have a look at AT&T. Ticker symbol T. That's a good one. I have some, but I'm thinking of buying more and adding to my longer term for good dividends. Yeah, dividends around 6.5%. If I remember correctly, let's have a look at dividend yield. Yeah, 6.5%. Okay, let's have a look at it on the weekly. What's the buy zones on this? 2020 lows, where's that? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you are very oversold really for this company. Yeah, I mean if you were looking to buy more, you might not get it because you're back above the moving averages right now. It looks like you're trying to go into more of a bull trend right now. However, if you do break through it, then it will be the lows that you've seen recently in September of 2023. So you might be looking at $14.30, $14.30 basically, or $14.50. Between $14 and $15 would be the next place to top up on the AT&T, in my opinion. Don't forget FSR. We've done FSR, Vaz. Happy Sunday. Sorry, I'm probably behind in the comments. Happy Sunday, everyone, says Trey K. Hello. Grabbed 1,000 more FSR a few days ago. I did the math, and if FSR went as high as tested, I would have around 250k from a few £100. You got to risk it for the biscuit. Exactly. It is all risk and reward. You just need to not put in more than you can afford to lose. Canoo next, please. Canoo. Let's have a quick look because the show has ended. We have been live for an hour and 10 minutes, even with the mishap. Excluding the mishap. Canoo. What is the ticker symbol for Canoo? The GOEV. Yeah, it must be. Okay. Just going to have a quick look. Oh God, Canoo is another EV company, isn't it? Yeah, it's just had a good week, didn't it? It's up 120% last week. You've hit the resistance at the moving averages. It's the 20 and 21 week moving average. If you get above $4, if you get above the highs of last week, so if you get back above $5, then you can expect to shoot up to about $10. So if you just get above that $5, then you can get back to $10. I think that's all you really need to know. You're already in the stock. You don't need to be buying any more. But if you get above $5 this week, then you can very quickly go to $10. That's all I'll say about Canoo for now. UMI. Actually, sorry, I misread it. I'm not sure if you're actually in the stock. But yeah, I mean there is no buy level really, because the last buy level was all-time lows. So it's hard to find a buy level. It would just be what you're willing to buy this company for. Just look at the market cap and say, is this worth more or less than 243 million? Or last week you'd be saying, is this worth more or less than 120 million or 100 million? And that's why you'd be buying it. You can't be looking at the chart and saying this is a buy level. But to go to a sell level, you're at the first take profit at $4.74 because you're at the moving averages. If you get above the moving averages, then you're looking at $9.50 to take profits. Let's have a look at UMI for Raman. Oh wow, look at this. I'm liking these. It's like a high market cap. Is it? What's the market cap? I don't know what the market cap of UMI is. Oh, it's ETF. Is it? Oh, no. It's a Dutch. Is it this one? $5 billion. I think it's a German company. Can you watch? Yes, let's have a quick look at it. You're at the buy zone. Straight away you can tell you're at the buy zone. For the stock, you're in the levels to be buying, anywhere between 18 and 21 euros is the area to be buying this stock. Continue. Canoo, DWAC, on watch for new spec. Yes, this will be interesting on Monday. Let's keep an eye on it. Thank you, Ed. Sun Litty Neo, we'll have a look at it if you do become a member. Ticket change on Monday, I think. Okay, Ed, thanks for letting us know. Oh God, so we've got a big question from Sana. Sana DW. Hey, this is a general question, but I hear a lot that 90% of traders lose money. Would I be classed as a trader if I held my money with a company for 1 to 3 year time frame? Would it still apply? What are your thoughts on this? The idea that investing in Bitcoin miners being practically risk-free, especially the more established ones, if Bitcoin hits 100k, the miners will go to 4x in value, bearing in mind and the price of Bitcoin historically skyrocketing skyrocketing in post-halving events? Why do people view Vine as a risky investment if you're willing to wait it out? Yeah, it's interesting. In terms of the Bitcoin miners, there is a lot of risks. For example, regulations. I mean, regulations by itself is a big risk. You don't know how they're going to be regulating the miners. So that's one thing. The other thing with the miners is the energy use. They have to be using renewable energies, and sometimes works out quite expensive for them. So a lot of them don't survive. A lot of them are borrowing money. A lot of them are borrowing money to get themselves set up and continue expanding. And the issue is with the high interest rates, a lot of them are not surviving. So that's one of the issues with Wolf. They've got a lot of debt, and that's if they need to refinance that debt, they're going to be refinancing at quite a high rate at the moment. So there's definitely issues with interest rates and what companies go through. Whereas if you're just buying Bitcoin, it doesn't really have those issues. It's all the other benefits of Bitcoin that you're looking to buy. So yeah, it definitely does have its risks. But as long as Bitcoin goes up in price and the company's well established and you do a good research on the company, then there's no problem buying these mining companies, especially if they've got more potential upside. For example, Wolf has a lot of upside potential. The risk to reward is quite good. The risk is high, but the reward is monstrous. It's like 100x. With Bitcoin, the risk is not, I mean, right now it's all-time high, so the risk is quite high, and the reward is 200k Bitcoin, so maybe you get 3x out of it. So the risk reward's not that brilliant. So you have to look at the risk reward, how much you're willing to lose, how much you're willing to risk, how high risk you want to play your investments. Back to your first question. Hey, I heard 90% of traders lose money. So a trader would be, it's 95% of day traders lose money. 95% of people that use leverage trading lose money. So if you're a new investor, you have to stick away from leverage trading. So you might be learning about stocks and shares, and the first thing people try to rope you into would be leverage trading, which means you're leveraging your money, you're 3-4xing your leverage, and you're trying to buy and short and long stocks. And if you don't have experience, you just don't touch that. I think a lot of people have learned that the hard way, including myself at the very beginning. So that's what's meant by day traders. Another way of looking at it might be people that trade day in and day out. So like they do over 10 trades a day. You definitely won't be a day trader if you're holding a company for 1 to 3 years. That's not classified as a day trader. Even if you're buying a stock today and selling in 3 months, you're not a day trader. It's a day trader. It's not someone that might want to buy and sell every 3-4 months. But yeah, that's the answer to your question. The more I look around for new cars, the more Teslas I see. Yes, Tesla does always seem like not that bad, especially if you're in the US and you get all those tax cuts. I think Tesla is probably one of the best vehicles to be buying. As I say, it's about 50-50 for me seeing Rivian and Tesla the last 6 months or so. Rivian more and more. Oh, nice. Tricky. So Rivian is at all-time lows, so it might be worth buying it. James 007 Zach, have you been seeing the 1986 film Maximum Override? If AI ever takes over, we might see Tesla cars chasing people. Thanks, Sensei Ramen. Yumiko, you're my Euro next Brussels. Okay, thank you. Can we look at SPCE? Yes, we'll look at SPCE, and that'll be the final chart we'll be looking at. I got to go, Sensei, I love what you do. I need to take care of dinner and part 2 of Fibs before bed. But I always appreciate you. Good night all. Ed Nevius, always great to have you on the show. Good luck. Take care of dinner and look forward to the video. Or you're putting together. Thank you, Ed. Sensei, have you ever seen the No Mines or the Lucky Lottery miners? They are mini Bitcoin miners. Are they like the little devices that are trying to just get one block, and if you manage to mine a block, you get you have to be lucky to get one Bitcoin. Yeah, they're very interesting, aren't they? I'd love to get one actually, just as a little device. I haven't looked into it, but it does look very interesting. If you get one, let me know and I'll get one as well. Okay, let's look at SPC and finish the show. We have been live for about an hour and a half, so let's finish off with SPCE. It's interesting because we're going to look at maybe having a W structure, which would send us up to 150%. That could happen. Okay, let's look into it. What does Martyn use for his fundamental analysis? He uses alpha spread. The link will be in the description. You can get a 10% discount. Look at nerd minus V2. Okay, thanks James. Nerd minus V2. Let me just take a note of that. Nerd minus V2. Ah, how interesting. Well, this is what James is talking about. How much is it? It's really cheap as well. Oh, software pre-installed, please. No case. Interesting. I'll have a look at that. Thank you, James. Okay, thanks. I just saw. Yeah, very cheap. Well, as in, it's not. I guess that's going to be cheaper than a normal mining. Do you invest in crypto miners? To be honest, I know I'm very much out of everything. Really, I mean, I've got crypto, I've got a few stocks, but I'm not in a stage to be investing too much. So I've got a bit of TeraWulf, I guess. But yeah, nothing significant. So. If I had sort of like £100,000, then I would be okay. This is the sections I'm investing in, but there's no point of me going over what I'm investing in. I'm just going to be going through people's requests and seeing the charts and if it's worth it and giving my thoughts. I'm not going to be going and saying what I think I'm investing in and stuff like that, because it doesn't mean much because I'm not investing a significant amount of money. So let's go for SPCE 122. 122.20. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a look at SPC, the technicals. It's hit our target. We have finally come down to 138. Basically, actually, we have made new all-time lows. But the reason I'm smiling is because this could be the turning point for SPCE, and I'll explain, if you stick around to the end of the video, why we can expect SPCE to maybe double, triple in price over the next few months. So yes, do stick around. And if you do like the updates, if you do like keeping up to date with the chart, please do hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below so I can reply to your comments. I love reading your comments, so please do that as well. So let's look at SPC over the weekly chart. Let's do a quick look at it in the past, just because there might be a big move coming up for SPCE. So obviously, we're not going to go too back in the past when it was $6. Let's start looking at it from when it was $6. It broke $6, breached back above $6. Then the trend started to seem like it's continuing to the downside. We sold our shares at $5. $4.11 became the mark. We broke below $4.11. When we broke below $4.11, I was bearish on the stock all the way down to $150. And then we hit $150 on the first time. We went a bit below and we hit $140, $138. Then we were bullish. This was the area to be buying, $150 and $140. until we hit 248, and then we turned bearish again, unfortunately, because the momentum was started shifting. We were back at resistance. The next point to be selling was about the 228 level. We broke that trend line, and it was downside, downside, downside. People said it's going to pop back up. I was very against that idea. When we broke below 184, that was the end. When it broke below 184, I was very certain we're going to all-time lows. We had this quick trend line here to show you that there is lower highs and we're going down. So we finally hit the same lows as October of 2023. Let's see if we made all-time lows. Yes, we did. We went down to 137, and the lows before were at 138. So let's go back to the weekly time frame, and I can show you exactly why I think we can be heading up in a very significant manner very soon. We've made a double bottom. Historically, double bottoms can occur, and that could mean that is the bottom, the all-time lows. That could be the case for SPCE. I could give it maybe a 50% likelihood that that is the case, because of the area we are at, the market cap of 552 million. No bad news coming out around the stock, really. And we're back at these lows. What I'm looking for now is a W structure. You see, you've got a downtrend there. You've got the trend back up to that level. Then we've got the downtrend again. And what I'm looking for is maybe we complete this W structure and head back to 266. And if we do complete the W structure and we break out from this red horizontal box, the breakout target would take us to $4.11. So this could be something that plays out on SPCE. So again, we are at all-time lows. If you do believe in the company, then why not be buying more SPCE? Again, everything I say is not financial advice. It's just, if you believe in the company, we are at all-time lows. We have the possibility of having a W structure with a target of 411. That will take us up 193%. That will take us back up to 411. But we do need to keep an eye on it. If we do start breaking below 132, then this is more invalid, and we might be heading back down to $1 or even below $1. The next buy price for me, if we do break below 132, 138, is $1. There was a lot of the reason I'm bringing this to you now is because a lot of people, when the stock is down, they start saying the stock is going below $1, the stock is dead. However, when the stock starts going into an uptrend and it's at $5, people start saying it's going to $100. So do keep an eye out. When everyone's bearish, it's normally the best time to be getting into a stock. A lot of people are bearish. We are at a low. We do have a potential of a W structure, a double bottom that can take us to 411. So I wouldn't give up on SPCE yet. And if all goes well, if some good news comes out, then we can expect to see 411. If we don't, then again, the next buy zone for me would be around that $1, $1.10 level. I came out to give you a quick update. If you did enjoy it, please do hit the like button, and do leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll pass it back to you, Martyn. So that's my thoughts on SPCE. I mean, it could be a potential double bottom forming on SPCE, and there's a lot of people that really believe in SPCE, and why not start buying it at all-time lows? That's just my thoughts. But have the possibility in the back of your head that it could not be a double bottom, and then we can end up being at 110. So I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket for the 138 level. Oh, okay, very hot in this room. Do you think that is it, Sensei? Thank you, James. Sana says, oh, it's S Anna. So is it Anna? I remember Martyn saying something about that. What, can you confirm your name? Is it Sana or Anna? Greg says, thanks, no worries. Are you active anywhere else on social media if I have some burning questions? I mean, you've messaged me on Discord, you can continue doing that. Twitter as well is fine. It's at Sensei Crypto. But yeah, please do ask questions. I did see the video. You're new to investing, it's better to ask questions. You don't have to dive in. There's always going to be opportunities to make money on the stock market. If you've been hearing about FSR, SPCE, or FSR, and some companies that are going bankrupt, that's not the best place to get started. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's Sana, but on Discord it's $Anna. No worries. Okay, Sana. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of information thrown at you. There's going to be people trying to sell courses. There's people going to try to get in your head. You're going to start thinking leverage trading the best way to go. You might start thinking meme coins is the best way to go. Just take in information. You don't have to start investing now. You can just start digesting it all. There's always going to be time to make money on the stock market. There's no need to make mistakes other people have made. There will be mistakes you make and there'll be a lot you learn from it, but you can learn from everyone in the family here, all the mistakes they've made. So you don't have to make the same mistake. A diverse portfolio, have a long time horizon, and don't get too bogged down on very small things. Again, don't get roped into leverage trading and stuff like that. If you want to, technical analysis is great. It's great to show you buy zones. You can learn that, but doing technical analysis doesn't mean you have to start trading. You could look at it on purely the 1 month time frame. You can look at really old stocks on a 1 month time frame to give you your best levels to get in. You look at Coca-Cola on the 1 month time frame and see how it trades. It's a very safe company, and you say, oh, this is the area it trades at a lot, and then you can be buying it at those specific areas. Technical analysis would be a great tool for you. It's Sana on Discord. I'm feeling FOMO with these crypto miners. Don't feel FOMO. There will be so much money you can make on the stock market. The worst thing is to start off getting in the stock market and already having emotional trading. You don't want to get in and start emotional trading. You just want to have a plan. If this hits this level, I'm going to buy it. If this hits this level, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to put limit orders in for all these stocks that I want to get in at. If it hits it, I'm in. If I miss it and it goes to $1 million, I don't care. You want to be emotionless in this game. I'm feeling FOMO with these crypto miners. Don't feel FOMO. Just research them, and if you want to buy them, nibble at them just so you have them in your portfolio, and then have your proper limit orders in. With the halvening around the corner, if you miss the halvening, there's going to be another halvening. I mean, yes, the gains are going to be less, but there's always a risk that there's going to be a 30% correction. Something might happen, another Bitcoin mining ban in the US, or regulation comes in, or another pandemic, or a big recession, and then you can get your buys in. And if you miss it, you miss it. You've got plenty of time to invest and learn about investing. You're only 19 years old, which is a great time to be investing. Nothing wrong with that. Remember to put toothpaste and not rinse your mouth after you brush your teeth. Thank you for the live show, Sensei. It's been a great show tonight. Thank you all for your efforts. It's much appreciated. Thank you, James, for always being here and the support. Hello, family says, development alert, Uganda. Oh, Zach, it's great to have you here. I hope you are well. We haven't heard from you for a while. I was starting to get worried. Is everything okay? Zach, how are you doing? How is everything? James is enjoying the tooth comment. Good evening, development alert. Okay. Put the ending music on. How long have we been live? An hour and 30. Yeah, so again, sorry about the beginning. Sana says thanks. No worries at all. Do ask me a question. Sometimes I might not have time to respond. I've got a lot going on. I'm actually, for anyone interested, I'm trying to study. Actually, I might as well say it. I'm trying to study to become a financial advisor. There's 6 textbooks this thick, so that will be interesting to see if I can get through that. Let's see if we can integrate that into the show. Always trying to learn, always trying to get better. Wish I started investing 10 or more years ago, says Vaz. Still young, Vaz. Still got time. I hope FSR pops next week so we can see you live again. Yes, if FSR starts popping, you know I'll be live, covering the news, doing some trades. So yeah, let's hope it pops, and I'll be live on the extra channel. How many likes did we get in the end? 27 still watching, amazing. 32 likes. Always more likes than watching. This is something Martyn needs to work on. He never has more. I'm kidding. It's a Sunday special. We always get more likes than people watching. It's our specialty. when you're an advisor, I'll be your first customer. Amazing, Santa. It'll be very different because it's not all going to be about buying this stock at this level. It's having a whole plan for your life and everything. There's so many ins and outs of it. Right now, it's all about regulation. It's the most boring thing ever. James 007, good work, Sensei. You'll make a great financial advisor. Thank you very much, James. It means a lot. I don't want to be your traditional financial advisor who tries to sell you products and stuff like that. I want to actually make a difference and help people reach financial financial freedom. Just have a plan, because not enough people know about ISAs and how to utilize them the best and what to do with your mortgage, all that sort of stuff. I'd love to help people. Hey Sensei and James Lawson, it's been a bit rough, but we're fine. Renewing our subscription soon. No worries, development alert you again, and please take your time. It's great to see that you're okay. Message me on Discord if there's anything I can help with. Do you play any musical instruments? No musical instruments. I used to play the piano, but that's no, not anymore. Until next time, maybe I see you this week, maybe I see you next Sunday. Please do take care of yourselves, your money, and each other. And again, very sorry for the delays at the beginning of the show. See you next time. Bye-bye.